Now let's look at the top command. Top command allows us to see the same type of information when we're running PS, but it allows us to get it in a more updated time frame. So we can choose how often we want the screen refreshed. By default, top will display system statistics every 3 seconds. I'm going to just run top here. And what you're seeing is the basic information about the processes, but it's basing it on which process is using the most CPU at any given time. Actually, top is made up of a couple of different Unix utilities. Let me get out of here. There's uptime, which shows us the time that the computer has been up, how many users are currently logged in, and then it gives us information about the load on the particular machine. We also have free. This utility shows us information about the memory, and I can do it in megabytes to see how much memory we have in total on the system, how much is being used, and how much is free. It also shows us swap information, and swap is that virtual file system, or virtual memory I should say, that the system needs to write things down every once in a while, similar to the page file in a Windows environment. Along with that, along with PSS and 1 or 2 other utilities, that's what top is doing for us. Not only can we gather a lot of information, but we can actually administer the processes from here. So here is the information about the same as the information about the uptime command, and then here is this information we would get with free along with the swap information. So you can see it really has a lot of good functionality, and this is the command that you'll probably use most often when you're trying to figure out exactly what's chewing up CPU time. Let's go start a command, and we'll take a look at that. I'll get out of here. I'm going to start our favorite little sequence command, and the sequence command is basically generating lots of numbers and sending it off to the dev null file, which is basically an empty bucket. It just gets thrown out into nothing. But to do it, it will definitely chew up a lot of CPU time to get this done. So if we go back over here right now, you can immediately see CPU usage is climbing through the roof, and top is showing us that. Now top gives us a lot of good information. It shows us the PID, the process, shows us who owns that. It also gives us information about what memory is being used, and of course the CPU. And then it tells us the name of the command that's actually causing the issue in this instance. So I can stop that from here. Top has a lot of different things we can do. If I press just H for help, you can see all the different options we have. The intervals, I can switch what particular field is being emphasized. So instead of CPU, maybe I want to see memory. And I can kill things from within top too. So for instance, this sequence command is just chewing up the CPU. It's really just controlling it, and I want to get rid of that. Well, I can, if I wanted to, press K for kill, and then it's asking me right here, it's saying what PID do you want to kill? And I can just put that number in. Press enter, and then it's asking me what signal do I want to send. I'll talk about signals once we actually start looking at the kill command itself. I'll just leave it as default of sig15, which is basically saying if this was an application, it's saying shut down, clean yourself up, and close nicely. Think about it when you shut down your computer at nighttime. You can either just hold the power button and let it crash, or you can literally press shut down and let it go through the whole process, even though that may take a minute or two to finalize. 15 is like actually saying shut down, as opposed to just pressing the power button and killing the operating system. So I'll give it that. And you immediately notice our CPU dropped down. The sequence command is no longer here. You can search by user if you want to, so I can say which user. I just want to see processes by the student user. I can see what processes student has. So there's lots of interesting things we can do from here. Now, top is a great one, but there's actually, I think, a better version of top. I'll show you that. Quit out of here. It's htop. So I downloaded this. You can just get it off the repositories. And when you run htop, you get all the same information that you get with top, but I think you get it in a little more interesting format. And I really like the F keys at the bottom. So if I want to kill something or sort by, for instance, sorting by in top, it's not always as clear as it can be, to me anyway. But if I press F6 here, it says, well, what do you want to sort by? And so I can choose to sort by memory. I want to sort by memory. So show me memory first. F6 again. What do you want to show? I'll sort by CPU. So it really is just nice. And of course, I love the little graphic bars up here that tell me just the information I need to know. I don't need all this little minutia about what's going on with the system. So this htop one is freely available, and it's definitely one I would recommend taking a look at. All right, next we're going to go into jobs and how we create jobs and what jobs really are. And then we'll finish up with the kill command to look at how we can control our system with the various signals we can send processes.